Harrisburg School District, and welcome back. We are broadcasting from Ben Franklin School, and I'm joined with the Honorable Judge Sonia McKnight, and we are here at this wonderful clothing giveaway that you've coordinated and you've brought to the district, and we've been able to partner. How important is it for us to be engaged in activities like this?
It's very important. We have a community that are in need. They're in need, and our job as leaders is to give back to our community. So it's very important.
So when you are sitting in your chambers or what is it, the place where you sit? What's that called?
In my courtroom.
Okay,
Or my
thank you.
chambers. It could
Thank
be
you.
chambers, yeah, that's fine.
So Judge McKnight, when you are sitting in your chambers or you are sitting on the bench and you're looking out and perhaps judging a situation or a case, do you see the needs of our families and our community?
Absolutely. I see that need every day. Every day that I'm on the bench, I see the need. And once I see the need, I jump in and I handle the need. When people come before you, it's not because they wanted to get in trouble. Sometimes they happen to fall into the trouble. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So my job is to talk to them, find out what the problem is, what the root issue is, and to deliver on it. And so that's what I do every day. I aim to make sure that they're better at the end of the situation.
Awesome. So as a judge, have you seen this model of a clothing giveaway throughout other cities across the country, or is it just something that was divinely inspired and you just came up with it?
Divinely inspired. It really was. It was just something that God laid on my heart. I have to tell you, a friend of mine had asked me about sponsoring a senior for the high school, and I told her that I would. And then I began to ask her questions of what is going on and why is there a need for seniors to be sponsored. And she began to tell me about the homeless situation.
Yeah.
And once she told me about the homeless situation, I said, okay, here's a need. And I'm going to follow through on that need. I'm going to do whatever I can to assist in any way that I can. And so that's where this began.
Judge, so often we hear about the school to prison pipeline, and that's a term, I don't know why that just bothers me so much. Maybe it's perhaps because I see how hard teachers and principals and the administration and various staff work to support our students. So when I hear that term, that label put on students, whether it's in Harrisburg or Chicago, LA or Baltimore, or maybe just a little sleepy rural town,
Yes.
It bothers me to think that society thinks of schools as a pipeline to prison. Can you talk about that a little bit more, and maybe what are some of the issues that might lead to incarceration, and how can families and communities address it?
Right. But that really doesn't make sense to me why you would label a child like that anyway. Because once you label them that way, they act out that way. As far as what we can do, we can come together as a community. My mother always said it takes a village to raise a child. And so we all have to come together and we have to show them something other than us bickering and fighting back and forth with one another. They have to see an example in us. We lead them. And if we don't lead them, they'll never know the way. So we have to follow through and do what it is that we're supposed to do to help them through.
So that leadership first in the
Leadership
home,
first.
then in the neighborhood.
Leadership in the home. Once you have that leadership in the home, it spills out into the community. It takes a village. It does. And we have to remember, too, we do have young women. We have young people having young people. And so when we see them erring and when we see that they can't come up, we have to be there to hold them.
And to guide them, direct them. And sometimes that means being willing to take time to speak lovingly and patiently to that young mother who maybe, I don't even want to say has lost her way, but maybe never even really knew the way.
Never knew the way. We have so many students that don't know the way. And our job is to teach them and show them the way.
Wow.
We are their examples. We're their examples. And so it's up to us. How are we going to lead them?
Well, by that village coming together.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Well, Harrisburg School District, we've been sharing with Judge Sonia McKnight right here at Ben Franklin, where she is hosting the second clothing giveaway to benefit middle and high school students. And we're going to keep this kind of outreach going. If you'd like to learn more, feel free to contact her at her chambers. And what number can folks contact you?
717-233-3599.
All right. Well, on behalf of the Harrisburg School District, on behalf of the parents and the families that we serve and care so much about, I just want to say thank you for hosting this second event. And
You are welcome.
we look forward to partnering with you in the future.
Absolutely.
We are joined with the lady that helps to make things happen, Miss Chapman. This is a wonderful piece. It's a name brand.
Casper, yes.
Yes. So what kind of a student do you think would want to wear this?
Well, honestly, I think someone who's career orientated, someone
Yeah.
who's possibly looking for a job or going on a job interview. It's a beautiful color. It's not too bright. Just pair it with something really nice. I think she'll do well in that.
Pair it with a pair of slacks or
Absolutely,
a skirt?
absolutely,
Or a
yes.
dress and kind of make it happen.
It works, yes.
All right.
Yes.
So tell us about your work with Judge McKnight and why you're so invested in supporting our students and parents.
Well, she and I have been working for, I want to say, approximately 3 years now together. We started here at Ben Franklin as when she was a parent engagement specialist. I'm a parent volunteer, so I kind of come in and help her out a little bit from time to time. I love what we do. I love giving back. I love, if it's something that we can make happen, let's make it happen. So we quite often do events like this to help the community.
Fantastic. And you're being very discreet, but I want to give it up for you and your husband because he is a Harrisburg police officer,
He is, yes.
Officer Chapman.
Yes.
And so together you guys are a dynamic duo making change in our community and supporting families. What does that feel like to be able to partner with your spouse to affect change?
A blessing. It really is. He's very supportive of everything I do, as well as I am with he. And I just wish that every day he goes out, I just want to make sure that he's doing what he's supposed to, but always come home safe to his family. Yes.
So when you talk about safety, because we have an officer that last week did not come home to his
Yes,
family,
absolutely.
U.S. Marshal Officer Christopher Hill.
Yes.
And certainly our hearts go out to the Hill family.
Yes, absolutely.
In this overwhelming time of grief and sorrow, our thoughts and prayers are with them.
Yes.
What is it that you think the community needs to know about the men and women who serve in our community in law enforcement as first responders? What is it that you want the community to know?
That first of all, they have families, and it's very important to know that when they're out there, we share them with the community because they are husbands, fathers, sons, sisters, daughters. So it's nice that when we allow them to go out, and we hope that people will take into effect that they're out there to protect and serve, not to do any harm to anyone. So, I kind of sort of just want people to know that they do good, believe me. There are lots of them who do very well.
Where would our communities be without our
Absolutely,
police officers,
absolutely.
our firefighters, our
Yes.
first responders, those men and women who work around the clock to keep us safe,
Yes,
to protect
indeed.
our liberties and our freedoms in our communities? We are joined with the Ben Franklin leadership team, Mr. Will Towson, Miss Angel Doyle, and Miss Jennifer Jenkins. I want to first of all say thank you for opening up your doors to host this event for our community. How important is it, Mr. Towson, to show parents and students that we care about their needs?
We all have needs, and the last event that we had, there were so many parents that came out with their students and took advantage of the resources that we had here. It's just phenomenal that we're doing it again. I'm glad that we're able to help the community.
So at the end of a school day, Ms. Jenkins, you've been pouring out, you've been supporting teachers and other faculty and staff, and now you're helping to give back to the community. How does that make you feel?
Oh, we feel wonderful. We're not just a school building, but we're a community, and we love working together. We have great parents, we have great students, we have great volunteer staff. So we're just happy to do something like this.
Awesome. And Miss Doyle, last but not least, you've kind of been the hands working behind the scenes, making sure all the flyers and the information is getting out. Tell us your perspective on this event.
Well, first of all, we're very, very grateful to Judge McKnight for reaching out to Ben Franklin to host the event here. So we're very, very proud to be the host school. Secondly, it's a community event, not for Ben Franklin, not for another individual school, but it's an entire community event. So we're glad that we can host, and we have items here that will produce and be something that our community can use. We have a lot of students and adults in our community in need, and so we have items here for them, so we're able to be a supplier for them, as well as a safe haven where they know they can come and get something.
Again, we want to say thank you to Judge Sonia McKnight, to the administrators here at Ben Franklin School, and of course to the Harrisburg School District for hosting this wonderful clothing giveaway.